Hi everyone, my name is Mark and I'm here with my free Formula 1 picks for the qualifying session of the British Grand Prix. And it's going to be a tricky one, let's be honest here, because obviously FP3 was cut short right before the end due to a red flag. Thanks to the crash, or well, it's not even a crash, but that spin from Bortoleto. And on top of that, obviously the weather, I'm not quite sure how that's going to turn out. So I've gone out of my way to find some plays that are independent of the weather and that I'm confident in regards to what happens. Starting off with our first play, which is going to be 3.4 units on Alex Albon to beat Sainz at 145 odds. Sainz, let's be honest, he hasn't really settled into that Williams team all that much. Albon is driving incredibly well. The one thing that does worry me a tiny amount is the fact that Sainz did have an amazing first sector, so hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt us. Then I have 2.9 units on Alonso to beat Lance Stroll at 135 odds. Need I say more? The one thing I will say, and that's the tricky thing here, if it's raining, Stroll has the capabilities of causing a huge upset here during qualifying and by surprising everyone. I think in general, the Aston Martin seem to have really configured that car for a wet weekend, so both for the race and qualifying. So if that turns out to be the case, they might be a dark horse to watch out for. Then I have 3 units on Verstappen to beat Russell at 150 odds. Pretty simple in that regard. The Mercedes hasn't really looked good. The one thing in their favor would be the fact that temperature should be cooling down a little bit more, so the colder it gets, the more that Mercedes comes to life, it seems like. Obviously, we saw that last year, for example, with them in Las Vegas. But if it does start raining at some point during qualifying, I'd rather have Max in the Red Bull than Russell in the Mercedes. Then I have 1.9 units on Leclerc to get into the top 3 at 180 odds. Now, this is far from a guarantee. That's why it's our second smallest play of the day for Formula 1, because of the fact that Hamilton looked really good in that final run that got cut short due to that red flag. And finally, we have 0.5 units on Piastri to beat Norris at 210 odds. I know it's Norris's home Grand Prix, got its own grandstand, but I think their Piastri is still strong and might make it close given the right circumstances. That's going to be it for Formula 1. Later on, there will be football, baseball, and darts. So if you want to be up to date with all of that stuff, be sure to follow me both here and on Twitter at Marks980. Catch you in the next one.